3 through 7, looking at this triangle, you're going to decide whether e.g. the blue line from the given information is a perpendicular bisector, angle bisector, median, or an altitude. And it can be more than one. So, in 3 it says DG is congruent to FG. So it's obviously not an angle bisector, right? Because it has to do with sides. So it's either a median, an altitude, or a perpendicular bisector. Perpendicular has to be what?
Perpendicular.
And is it?
Yeah.
We don't know, so you can't assume it. So that takes away perpendicular. So median or altitude?
Oh, it's median.
Median,
Because you don't know if it's.
right, because altitude also has to be at a 90 perpendicular. So it can only, we only know, it could be others, but we only know for sure it's a median.
Does that say 14 through 20?
17 through 20. EG is perpendicular to DF. So,
So then it,
Yes.
which one? Obviously, again,
perpendicular bisector.
well, is it bisected?
No.
Oh, we don't know because those.
Yeah, we don't
it's
know.
Not equal. Yeah, we don't know that yet.
Do we know if the angles are bisected?
No. So it'd just be
It's a median, is the, or not a median, it's a
altitude.
altitude. You can just abbreviate it, ALT. Altitude goes from the vertex to the other side and is perpendicular to the other side. Next one you can tell without even looking probably because of these signs. DEG is congruent to that, so that is an angle bisector. Okay, now they give us a little more. EG is perpendicular to DG and DG is congruent to GF.
Oh, there is a perpendicular bisector.
Perpendicular bisector. It can be more. It's an altitude because it's from the vertex perpendicular to the other side. And a median because it goes from the midpoint to the other vertex. So 6 is all 3 of those.
No way. Oh, there is perpendicular bisector.
Then in 7, it tells us that triangle DGE is congruent to triangle FGE. So if things are congruent, that means all the corresponding sides are congruent. And angles too. So, since these two angles are congruent to each other, what would they each have to be?
90.
90.
That's perpendicular bisector.
So it's perpendicular bisector.
A median.
It's a median because it goes from the midpoint there.
And the altitude.
It's an altitude because it goes from there and 90 to the other
Angle
side.
bisector.
And it's an angle bisector. So this one you can just put all.
Patapi?
Okay, when you do these now, here's the given information up here. It says P is the centroid, which means these are all medians. So like this equals that, this equals that, this one equals that one. And then remember, if this is 8, what's that going to be? 4. The whole thing would be 16 or 12 then.
Where's F?
So you can just answer the questions. When you do number 12, when it says find pH over EH, you just put the length of pH over the length of EH. You just leave it as a fraction.
Alright.
And this.